واحد اثنين ثلاثة أربعة خمسة. عسلامة، اسمي أماني Esseibi. I'm on set with KHAMSA. Dubai. I'm a Dubai girl. Dubai girl since 2003. I moved here when I was like 4 years old. You know, the old Dubai was different. It was like so simple. It was parking shops, Safa Park. It was meeting in front of the cinema in Mall of the Emirates, like the old cinema. It used to be called Sin Star, Real Star, something like that. And life was simple, it was easy. We all had like Tamaguchis, and that was like our like go-to. And we all had like our BBMs, and remember those phones that was like up and down, and we would feel like such mean girls. Like if you had that phone, you were like that. The text, the colors, I would say nudes. Well, nude also represents the desert. Blue for blue skies, nude for the desert. I would say red also. Like I see there's a lot of red in Dubai. I don't know if people realize that, like in slogans of like supermarkets or malls or stores, a lot of reds. Describe myself in 3 words. I would say bold, courageous, fearless. 2 years ago, where it was like the big shot, when my ambassadorship with Jean-Paul Gaultier was announced. That was the first for something, because I'm their first ambassador in the region, first Arab ambassador internationally. So that was like a big first. And a small first, it was my first time in Monaco this summer. Oh, first this year, also first time owning a horse. I'm a horse mommy. I'm a horse mamacita. I don't know how to ride a horse. But I have a horse, and I love my horse with all my heart. I'm obsessed with my horse. So funny enough, I don't have idols. I'm gonna tell you why. I have people I look up to, I respect, they're inspiring. But idols is such a strong word, because having an idol means you idolize the person and you're obsessed with them, but we'd never know. We don't know people like that. How can you idolize someone, but when you don't know them behind screens, you don't know them how they are when they're mad, you don't know how they are when they're sad, you don't know how they are, what the actual real opinions are. Remove the PR facade, remove the diplomatic facade, remove what their actors or singers, what they sing for, or what they act for, or what they model for, or what they represent on social media. Remove all of that, because all of that is structured by teams, there's logic behind it. It's not just like that. But who they are at home, behind 4 walls, we don't know that. I respect people's career. I look up to people's career, wanting to achieve similar things that they've achieved. But do I idolize them? No. And plus, I've been told, never meet your idol because you always get disappointed. It's true. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a vet, right? But I'm dumb in math. I'm dumb in math. Even though my mom is actually a math teacher and my dad is an engineer. Like, my parents are super like science brains, but the genes didn't go down. It did not go down, I'll tell you that. But the creative genes went down because my grandma was a painter. So the whole creative artistic genes came down to me. I've always wanted to be a vet. Like, it's sad, but I won't get sad for a human getting hurt as much as an animal getting hurt. Like, my friends still tell me it's cruel, but I know. Like, animals can't speak. Oh, I mean, they do speak, but we don't understand them. So, like, they have no one to protect them, to defend them. It's like, I don't cry a lot, but I can cry for animals. By reminding myself why I do what I do. It's very important to always, because of course at some point we lose hope, we get tired, we want to give up, we want to change routines, we want to change things. But when you always remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing and the root cause of it, and the day that snapped in your head and like, okay, this is what I'm gonna become, remind yourself of that. And I always remind myself. Well, as you know, I grew up in Dubai. I'm a Dubai girl. I got bullied a lot in school. I was different, looked different, thought differently. So I didn't fit in. I didn't have a group of friends, or I was friends individually with like a lot of people in school, but I didn't have a group. I didn't have a clique. And then I became friends a lot with like people outside in other schools, in different schools. I ended up being friends with everyone. But I always felt that I was different in some sort of way. I wanted to make a difference for the little girls that were growing up, especially now on social media, that they had no one to relate to. I wanted them to feel represented. That's why I always say I'm a model with a purpose, but also the voice of the voiceless. For the curvy women, for the women with insecurities, for women who have issues with their self-love, self-respect, self-worth, for women who got bullied, whether it's in schools, workplace, by their husband, by their family, by their friends. So I represent that woman. That's what I would say. And that was like the whole point of my career, and I wanted to be that. And I had to find a way to go in this industry without making it had to make sense. So for me, the biggest stereotype to break is modeling. When I say the word model, what comes in your head? They're gonna tell you long, skinny, blonde, blue eyes, white. They're not gonna describe you a girl like me. But girls like me are around the 80%, if not 90% of the world. Normal women were not represented more, especially in the fashion industry. So I knew that that would be the hardest stereotype to break, but if I managed to break it, it would have been the one. And that's why I chose modeling. Every time I see young girls or even mothers that would tell me, we're so happy you exist because girls like you represent my daughter, it represents us, it represents girls. Like we feel normal, we feel appreciated, we feel like when we look at a campaign and we see that you're in it, we feel represented. And it feels good. Like that's the whole point. I know that every night I'm sleeping and I made at least one little girl or one mother or one person feel better about themselves, about their skin, about how they feel. So that's the point. My first ever runway was, ISMUD, the fashion university. They did a fashion show in Dubai. So with their students every year when they graduate, they do for them a fashion show. And I think this was 2016. I was 17 years old. And one of the girls messaged me. One of the students messaged me. I was like, oh, I really want you to model for our graduation fashion show. And I was like, oh, me? Sure. And I modeled for her, and that was like my first ever runway. I was 16. And then my first actual runway was, remember back in the days, it was Fashion Forward in Dubai, and it was for Mrs. Kipa. She's very good friends with my second mother, Nadine Kanso. So I told Nadine I really want to walk for Mrs. Kipa, and this was 2018. I was 19 years old. And Nadine spoke to Mrs. Kipa. Mrs. Kipa agreed to make me walk. And I walked. That was my first actual runway. And then after that, there was Arab Fashion Council. And back in the days, it was Arab Fashion Week before it becomes Dubai Fashion Week. And then I met with the team, so Jacob and Hamad. And then we agreed that I'm going to be part of the team, and they want me to be the ambassador. And then I became the ambassador of Arab Fashion Council. And then I started walking the runways, and I've walked for Barbie collection with Jean-Louis Sabaji, and I've walked for Winsento, and then I've walked when Winsento is our partnership guest between Paris Fashion Week and Dubai Fashion Week. And then he took me with him to Paris. And then I walked Paris Fashion Week. And then, it was insane. I still remember my first Paris Fashion Week runway. When I went back to the hotel, I remember I sat on my bed. I was the only Arab from all the models. I was the only curvy woman from all the Arab models. And I sit down and I'm like, shit, what just happened? Literally, I remember I sat down, I looked at myself, I'm like, you just walked Paris Fashion Week. And you were the only curvy model. And you were the only Arab. I looked at myself, I was like, damn, bro. You come from Dubai. Usually models don't come out from Dubai and go to Paris. Usually it's the opposite. They go big in Paris and they go to the US and then they come to Dubai and fly in and out. But it's this little Dubai girl-based Tunisian blood girl who grew up in Dubai and did the opposite way, and it was crazy. And then I walked my first couture show with George Habeka, and then it was just and then I started doing a lot of runways. We just finished Dubai Fashion Week last week, walked 2 shows for Lily Blanc and Winsento. It was amazing, it was insane. We get injured a lot backstage, actually. People don't know that, but I get injured all the time. From shoes, blisters, side hole. I have a hole right now on my thigh here. Yeah, like literally a hole. Because I was wearing a body sculpture. It was beautiful. Made out of metal and crystals. But since it wasn't a dress, it was like a body sculpture that you put on top of you, like that. And there was the metal that popped out, and while I was walking, and the metal got blocked in one spot of my thigh while I was walking, kept going in and in. So I had to put my hand on my thigh, because you know when you feel like the blood starts like dripping. So I felt the blood start dripping, and I just put my hand on my thigh, and I was walking. I fell while closing Dubai Fashion Week 2 seasons ago for Beehive. They were closing, and I was closing the show. So I was closing the show of Beehive, and I was closing Dubai Fashion Week because that was the last show. It was in the basketball court of D3. You know, it's not like straight, so it's like, and I was wearing super high-knee boots, and I twisted my ankle. And it was like a double twist. And I fell. Yeah. And I saw everyone stop for a second. And they were all waiting for my reaction. And I had 3 seconds to think, Ameni, what are you gonna do? And I was like, what are your options? Stand up, suck it up, continue the round, and then go to the hospital because I knew I needed an x-ray on my ankle because I knew it was fractured, twisted, whatever. And then I was like, or you're gonna run away now, but then you're gonna look like the weakest person in the room. I was like, suck it up. And of the adrenaline, power, and energy, and embarrassment, and all of that, I stood up, straight face, continued my walk, closed the show, and went to the hospital. I remember I was on the floor, and I was like this, and I was like, I looked at myself, and I was like, you're gonna have to beep this. But I was like, you're f***ing Ameni Esseibi. Literally, that's what I told myself. I was like, you're f***ing Ameni Esseibi, get the f*** up. Do it. And I just stood up and I continued and I did it. And then I told myself, Naomi Campbell fell during Vivienne Westwood, so it's okay. The best of the models fell. So, and then what's funny enough is that of course people filmed it, so everyone in the industry had the video because everyone was sending it to each other. People were like, Ameni, the video's going around, people are watching it, what do you want to do about it? I was like, I'll make everyone a favor, I'll post it. And that's what I did. And I posted it as a reel on my Instagram, and it's there till now. And I was like, yeah, I fell. So what? Right? No, I was like, let me cut the rumors right. Let me just post it. My biggest fear, the only thing you will hear me scream on top of my lungs is actually snakes. I have a big fear of snakes. I don't know why. Oh, and you know who else deserves to die? Mosquitoes. Right? They deserve to die. I don't feel bad for them. All day sucking my blood. No. Can I have my phone? My last Google search was cars. I'm a car freak, yeah, and food. So my last Google search were Mercedes-Benz CLS 63 AMG Coupe, Mercedes-Benz GT 63 AMG Coupe. My dancing? Chaotic. No, I wouldn't say chaotic. I haven't danced in so long. I used to belly dance and commercial and hip hop and heels. Those used to be my genres. The best advice that I received is probably from my dad when he told me people don't need to know sometimes what you think. So my dad always told me people don't need to know how much money you have in the bank, your next move, and your opinion, especially on sensitive topics like religion, politics, and stuff like that. If I could move to any city in the world, it would definitely either be London or New York, because I have a big shot for my career there. Paris, it's ongoing, it's very complicated. Milan, haven't tried it, never been, so I don't know. But I would always have a base in Tunisia, no matter what. I need that home, rooted, next to my horse, next to the Mediterranean Sea vibes. What makes me laugh the most? Oh my god, my mom. My mom is hilarious. My mom is just something else from this world. She's like an alien that just came on this planet. Just her way of thinking, her way of so funny. Okay, I would want to have dinner with Azdin Alaya because he's Tunisian. So, of course, I want to have a conversation with him. Habib Bourguiba. He's the president in Tunisia that got us our independence from France when we used to be colonized from them. So I would love to hear like his era, his time, like how did it happen, the transition and all of that. I'm very patriotic, so love that. The third person would be Michael Jackson. I would love to speak to Michael Jackson. Like everything like he thought, everything that he went through. Also, we're the only Arab country he ever visited, actually. He did a concert in Tunisia when my parents were 16, so. My happy place is family farm in Tunisia with my horse next to the beach, probably getting my hair pulled by my horse, but we love that. Feeding her carrots, her apples, her watermelon, just being with my horse. It's my detox. It's the only place where I fully disconnect. It's my happy place. It's like where I feel so zen, and it's far from the city, but it's next to the beach. I feel so calm there. Like nothing can distract me while I'm there. Like my only focus is my horse's attitude. Around the age of 15, 16, my mom got cancer. I'm the eldest of the family. I only have one younger brother. So, the eldest daughter role is intense. I knew that no one was going to come to save me but myself. And I knew that if I was going to live for society and people's judgment, I was never going to be happy. And I had to live with me. And also I understood that in this world, you came out alone from your mamas, you're going to be buried alone. And people forget that. So if we came to this world alone and we're going to leave this world alone, why do we care so much about everything that's in between? When you already know the ending, it's not like it's going to be a surprise. We know it as humans. So I realized that I have to do me for me and just do whatever makes me happy and stand for what I stand for and what I believe in. And I have very, very strong values and manners also. And I always had that like spicy head, spicy blood. Probably comes from Tunisia. Tunisian women are very strong-headed and spicy-blooded. But I knew it that I had to save myself. And that's what I did. I saved myself. And then when I saved myself, I found myself that being super powerful, and I realized that I could help the others because others didn't have maybe my level of confidence or didn't have my level of strength, and I felt like this thing where like, oh, I already know how it feels like to get hurt. So if I can protect you from getting hurt, I know that I can take it, so whatever, which is good and bad because I have to let my friends and let people like live their own life experiences. But it's also that loving, protective side of me that is like, if I can take it away from me because I know I can handle it, I will. So it's a balance. I can chug a bottle of 500 ml water like in a second, especially if I'm so thirsty. Yeah. And my friends will look at me and be like, are you a camel? Like, why do you drink so much water like so fast? Especially if I'm so thirsty. But yeah. My message to the world would be like, honestly, everyone needs to take a chill pill. Seriously. Behind closed doors, we all feel lonely. We're all depressed in some sort of way. We're all struggling with our own battles, but we just don't speak about it. So, and when we go out, like sometimes there's people in the industry that are very mean and so full of themselves. And like people that I work with, I'll be like, how can you talk to her? Like, she's so mean. And I'll be like, guys, that's probably just a facade. That's just insecurities. That's just a cinema that she puts on. But watch her when she goes back home, she probably cries her eyes to sleep. We don't know the reality of things because people forget that on social media, we decide what we want to show. You don't see like me getting poked with a mascara while running to change. Like, you don't see all of that. You don't see that we don't eat the whole day because we just forget to eat because of stress. We just show you the glam part of our lives. And that's the reality. Don't get fooled by what you see online because you only know 10% of it. And that's what people don't realize. They think they see 70. No, that's actually just 10%. So seriously, be kind. Being kind is free. It will not cost you anything. From a good side, you'll win good deeds. And from the other side, you will even feel better mentally. I started being nice to even people I don't like. But I do it for me, not for them. I don't care about them. But for me, for my own mental health, kindness is free. And always tell yourself, like, put yourself in other people's shoes. We don't do that enough. We only look at the end of our nose. We don't even look to our feet. And that's the problem of the human. I mean, I think the perfect exercise that helped me being comfortable in front of the camera is talking to myself to the mirror. People think I'm crazy when I say it. But I promise you that most people... First of all, I have a lot of girls that would message me and even tell me I don't own mirrors in my house because I don't have the courage to look at myself in the mirror. Because look, it's so easy. You can lie to people, right? It's easy to do that. But you can't lie to yourself. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, straight in your eyes, straight deep down in your soul, and you go like, Ameni, I'm beautiful. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I'm gorgeous. I'm rich. I'm this, I'm that, whatever you want to say about yourself. You have to really believe it inside your heart to be able to say it and look at yourself straight in your soul and say it. Because if you don't mean it, you cannot lie to yourself. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to yourself. And it took me a couple of months, I'm not gonna lie, like for me to say, I love my stretch mark, I love my cellulite, I love my curly hair, I love my back fat roll, I love my inner thigh roll, I love my arm fat, I love every single thing about my body. But really mean it from the core of your stomach, because when you're lying to yourself, your stomach hurts, your gut hurts, and you feel it. And everyone that lies to themselves know exactly the feeling that I'm talking about right now. And it took me months to be like, to look at myself straight in the mirror and be like, damn, you look good, girl, and actually mean it. Some people call it arrogancy, some people call it self-obsessed, sure, but when you work on it, when you have self-love, self-respect, and self-worth, I promise you, you become so unstoppable. It's insane. But the downfall of it is that you become also lonely, because your insecurity and your strength makes other people insecure. Insecure people like hanging out with insecure people. Strong, confident people, who are the 1% of the world, like hanging out with strong, confident people, because they won't get insecure by another woman's confidence or aura. So you will be hated by a lot of girls for being strong, but it's not because of you, it's because of them. And it's because they wish they were like you, and they wish they had your confidence. So they won't make you feel like you fit in, they won't think about you, they won't make you feel like you're present. Because, stupid example I'll give you. My childhood friends, most of them I'm not friends with anymore, but my childhood friends never threw me a birthday party, or never bought me a birthday gift, or never did anything for me. But when it was to each other, they always did so much for each other. Like, oh, if it's someone's birthday, we'll throw a surprise birthday party. We'll make sure everyone's invited. We'll cook, and they would use sometimes even my garden to use it, because my old house used to have a big garden, and I would always say yes, yeah, no problem. But when my birthday would come, no one would think of doing anything. And then until I learned that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Sure, don't be thoughtful with me. I'll be thoughtful with myself. And then I started throwing myself the biggest birthday parties, like from the age of 14 to like 21. Any Dubai kid of my generation can swear that I've had the craziest parties in my house. Like insane parties. It was known every year. Ameni throws a crazy party for her birthday. Like we're talking like 300 to 100 people minimum. Yeah, crazy. And my after graduation prom was like 450 people. Like it was, yeah, the Dubai kids that grew up here from any school of my generation knows that. Like used to be bodyguards and lists and shit. So crazy. But yeah, so live for you, do you. But again, you have to learn how to accept to be lonely also. I do feel lonely. I am lonely. Like, but does it bother me? Sometimes. But also I know that I have those people that I can count on my fingers that would do anything for me.
Yes.
And those are the important people that you need to stick to.